Welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews. This week, the About 900 Fuzz from Fairfield Circuitry. So Fairfield Circuitry was started in 2008, and they are based out of Quebec, Canada. They have a great and very unique lineup of pedals, so if you're interested, click the link in the description for more. All right, so the About 900 Fuzz is a fuzz. What I really enjoy about this is the control scheme. It's super cool. So you have a volume, which controls the overall output of the pedal. And then we have two JFET gain stages. We have one, the first one is an input, which is going to control the input into the second stage. So you can, with the fuzz all the way off, and you crank just the input, you will get like a really gorgeous, natural kind of overdrive or distortion. I wouldn't call it a distortion. I guess it's more of like a really great kind of thick overdrive. And then the fuzz obviously is going to introduce fuzz. So if you back off on the input and crank the fuzz, you get a totally unique fuzz sound, and then you can max that by increasing both the input and the fuzz. So this allows you to create not just one type of distortion or fuzz sound, but you can really kind of blend and mix how it distorts and what qualities you're going to pull out just by altering these two. And this is a super loud pedal too, so you can introduce even more push and breakup and distortion by maxing out the volume, or almost maxing out the volume. Careful, it is a lot of volume in this pedal. So what I personally look for in a fuzz is like a very kind of thick, aggressive tone without being like shrill. And then I also want a lot of punchiness and articulation, which this handles no problem. And then the other big thing I want is an ability to control the bias, or like a gating function. So the bias control in here allows you to do that, but the sweep of it is really interesting. It's not just introducing like a gating effect. It totally changes the tonal characteristics of the fuzz, and it is extremely interactive with all the other knobs. So if you want like a gated, more sputtery type of fuzz, you need to increase the fuzz control and then turn the bias on, then you will get like this really great, broken, crumbly fuzz. It's great. Anyway, I can go on and on about that, but let's get into the tones. So for today's demo, I'm going to be using my 2021 Dunable Yeti Custom, and these are unpotted, low output Dunable Grizzly pickups. And we will be going into my Universal Audio Apollo X6 and using the Softube JMP 2203 amp sim. I just want to say that I started this channel about 4 months ago, and we're already approaching 500 subscribers, which is way beyond what I thought would happen in such a short amount of time. So if you are subscribed, thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified whenever I release these videos, which is every week. All right, so for this first clip, we are going to be maxing the fuzz and the bias. So I'm going to get like a very gated sound. And that gatedness really comes through with like when you start the pick attack, and then when notes are ringing out, that's when you'll hear that gated thing happening. And then I'm gonna have the input at noon and the volume around 2. One thing you'll notice with this fuzz is there's no EQ. Most fuzzes don't have EQ, some do, but most don't. And oftentimes I'm kind of left going, I wish there was EQ, because it's either adding too much bass or taking too much away, or it's adding too much high end, there's not enough mid or whatever. I don't know how, there's some sort of sorcery going on here, but the way this kind of is naturally set up and EQ'd, it's not necessary. I've had this pedal for a couple years, I've never once thought, oh man, I wish I had EQ on this. It's not necessary. Whatever your guitar tone is going into this, it's just that with a bunch of fuzz coming out. It's really, really awesome. And in the second half of the clip, I have the model FET from Electronic Audio Experiments in front of the 900 fuzz. And I'm gonna use this to really kind of drive and saturate the fuzz even more. I have done a full demo on the model FET, and you can click the link and watch that too. And what you'll hear is how well the 900 Fuzz plays with other distortion pedals. So enjoy. All right, in this next clip, we're going to be running this with the fuzz completely off, the bias around 9 or 10, the volume at 3, and the input at noon. This is going to give a super, super nice and thick overdrive sound. So not quite a distortion, and then not quite like a clean boost or transparent overdrive. It's just a great low to mid gain overdrive sound. And we are also going to be using the Echo Dream 2 as a slapback delay, which is actually going to be in front of the 900 Fuzz. So enjoy. So another thing I look for in most distortions is I want the ability to clean it up as I roll the volume off on my guitar. And this does that very well. Not all distortion pedals do that. And it's not something you need. It's just, you know, it's something you can use. There are distortion pedals that I love and drive and fuzz pedals that I love that I don't care how low you turn the volume on your guitar down, it is just so aggressive and it is attacking that signal so hard. And that's what I love those particular things for. But in most of my time when I'm playing, I do want to be able to control the dynamics with the volume pedal, with the volume knob rather. And this does it extremely well. And we're going to demonstrate that now. So I'm going to be running this with the volume maxed, the input around 3, and then both the fuzz and bias around 10 or 11 o'clock. Really, really great high gain, not like super saturated high gain, but just a very thick fuzz sound. And in the first half, I'm gonna have my volume rolled down pretty far, so it's gonna clean up, and then you'll hear the volume swell, and you'll hear that distortion really open up. And we're gonna pair this with the Chase Bliss and Meris CXM 1978. And I'm gonna be using the kind of like a large hall setting, but you're still gonna be able to hear kind of the cascading delay lines. Really, really great sound. And for this last clip, I do want to show how this pedal works after reverb. So we are going to have the input almost maxed. I'm going to have the volume around 1, the bias around 11, and the fuzz around 2. The first half, you'll hear that sound as it is, very forward and aggressive. And then for the last half, I'm going to engage the rooms from Death by Audio. And we'll have that at the digital reverb setting. When you pair fuzz after reverb, you get like a very big washy wall of sound, but this still maintains enough clarity to really hear what's going on while still getting kind of that awesome benefit of just chaos. All right, and that'll do it for the About 900 Fuzz from Fairfield Circuitry. I think their stuff is great, and I love this fuzz pedal. It's on my board. I use it constantly. It pairs super well with every distortion I put with it, before or after. It works with delays, it works with reverbs. It really just kind of does everything I need it to do. It sounds fantastic. It's very, very simple and stripped down, obviously even aesthetically, very bare bones, and it's cool as hell. I love it. You can find links to Fairfield and the 900 Fuzz in the description below. Thanks Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you get notified every time I release a new video, which is every week. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. All right, until next week, be well, and I'll see you then. Peace.